The legend of Frankenstein, the terrifying creature that was pieced together from the bodies of fallen soldiers by a mad scientist obsessed with anatomy and nuclear energy. You're watching Cinedigest, and this is Movie Recapped. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome stories. While a ship is heading toward the North Pole, it gets stuck in a thick layer of ice. The crew tries to break through, and when the captain's told the men are exhausted, he insists they keep going no matter what. That night, they spot a fire in the distance and rush toward it. They find blood and a burning tent, then come across an injured man with an artificial leg. They help him, but suddenly hear a terrifying roar in the distance. They rush back to the ship with the man, only to see a huge, horrifying creature heading straight for them. They grab their weapons and start shooting, but no matter how many bullets they fire, the creature doesn't fall. It keeps moving and brutally kills anyone who gets in its way. Finally, it climbs onto the ship and demands they hand over the injured man. When they attack again, it slaughters them all in seconds. One of the sailors grabs a machine gun and shoots, knocking the creature into the water, but it's still alive. It's so strong it lifts part of the ship until another bullet shatters the ice, sending it sinking below. The captain tends to the injured man, who introduces himself as Victor Frankenstein. He warns that the creature will return and makes them promise to hand him over if it does. When the captain asks what that thing is, Victor replies that he created it himself. The next morning, Victor feels a bit better and starts telling his story, from his childhood when he was born into a rich family. His father was a famous surgeon, but distant and cold. Victor adored his mother, but his father was strict and often violent. One day, while Victor was playing with his mom, she suddenly started bleeding. They took her for treatment, but she died giving birth to a healthy baby boy. That boy grew up close to their father, the total opposite of Victor. Later, Victor confronted his father, accusing him of not doing enough to save his mother. His father told him, "No one can defeat death," and walked away. Victor shouted after him, promising that one day he'd surpass him. From that day, he dreamed of creating something extraordinary. Meanwhile, the creature comes back to life beneath the ice. After his father's death, Victor's younger brother goes to live with relatives, while Victor moves to London for his studies. There, he tries to expand his knowledge and gives a shocking lecture about life and death. A mysterious man watches from the crowd. Victor shows them a human-like body made from corpse parts and brings it to life with electricity. The body moves. Everyone's horrified. Professors call it blasphemy, claiming only God can create life. Victor loses his temper, insults them, and shuts down the experiment. On his way home, the strange man named Harland approaches him. He brings a letter from Victor's brother William, who's coming to London with his fiancée, Elizabeth, Harland's niece. Harland praises Victor's work and tells him that when William arrives in 3 days, he'll show him something that will change his life. When the day comes, Victor visits Harland with his research. Harland, a former army surgeon, shows him an experiment about the human lymphatic system and explains a point near the heart that stores and distributes energy. Victor realizes there's a lymph node on the back that could transfer energy efficiently. Excited, Harland offers to fund the entire project. Later, Victor meets William and Elizabeth. At dinner, Victor loudly talks about his experiment, and Elizabeth laughs, which offends him. She later tells him privately that great ideas can be dangerous in the wrong hands, like war. When he asks if she thinks he's stupid, she just walks away. Meanwhile, the captain's men see the creature circling the ship, but he ignores them. Victor moves into a new mansion to use as his lab, with a massive pit from the ceiling to the ground to harness lightning energy. Harland agrees and helps him collect body parts, including one from a strong convict. One day, Victor sees Elizabeth in the market and follows her to church, pretending to be the priest she confesses to. She admits she hates her fiancé's brother and realizes it's Victor behind the curtain. They laugh, leave together, and later dance at a party. Victor starts falling for her and neglects his work, so Harlan gets angry and threatens to cut funding unless he finishes in a week. After Harlan leaves, Elizabeth visits and sees the body he's building. She tells him she doesn't love him and leaves. Later, Victor discovers the correct energy point, activates the system, and the body moves. It terrifies him.
After the war, he resumes collecting bodies from the snow and completes the creature, waiting for the storm. When lightning strikes, he powers up the lab. Harlan comes in begging for his medicine. He's dying of syphilis and wants his mind transferred into the creature's body. Victor refuses. They fight, Harlan falls, and dies. Victor continues the experiment, but it fails. He breaks down and falls asleep, only to wake up and find the creature standing before him, mimicking his movements. He tries teaching it to speak, naming it after himself. The creature repeats the name. Victor locks it in the cellar, trying to calm it, promising to return. The captain, hearing this part, insists they'll keep heading north, and Victor warns him, "Then you share my madness." Victor keeps trying to teach the creature, but it acts unpredictably. Its wounds heal fast, which terrifies him. William and Elizabeth arrive. Elizabeth explores the cellar and meets the creature. There's a strange fascination between them. Victor explains his creation but starts feeling jealous. That night, Elizabeth sneaks back to the creature. It offers her a flower and learns to say its name by touching her throat to find the sound. Later, she meets Victor, who warns her to stay away. She snaps, saying, "It's not him, it's you," and storms off. Victor goes to the cellar, ties up the creature, and beats it, trying to see if it feels pain. The creature roars, breaks free, and terrifies him. Victor runs. The next day, Victor tells his brother the experiment failed and shows him Harlan's corpse, blaming the creature for the murder. William decides to take Elizabeth and leave. Victor pours gasoline around the mansion to burn it down. The creature calls out Elizabeth, which enrages him even more, and he sets the place ablaze. The explosion sends Victor flying and costs him his leg. The ship captain later hears noises and finds the creature, but Victor stops him from killing it. The captain tells him to finish it off if it truly has a soul, but Victor refuses and lets the creature speak. The creature flees into the wilderness, living among animals, observing life, and befriending a blind old man, his daughter, and her children. It helps them secretly, learning kindness and the true meaning of humanity. But when it reveals itself, people fear and attack it. Eventually, it learns the truth from Victor's notes and finds William's address. On the way, wolves attack. The creature protects the old man, who dies in its arms. The villagers mistake it for the killer and beat it, but it escapes wounded. Later, Victor lives with a prosthetic leg, and his brother tells him people think the fire was an accident. On his wedding night, the creature appears, demanding a mate. When Victor refuses, the creature kills him and flees. Victor hunts it down for revenge. They fight in a cave, and Victor tries to blow them both up with dynamite, but the creature survives. Sailors later find Victor barely alive. He confesses that the pain will never end. Before dying, he says, "Forgive me, my son." The creature weeps, kisses him, and walks away alone into the horizon. You've been watching the recap of Frankenstein 2015, and that's the end of today's movie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Cine Digest for more amazing stories with Movie Recapped.